you hear me now? Oh, yes. All right. I quit the app and restarted, and thankfully did not cancel the show. So I guess we can run with things then. It's a solid show. Uploaded a bunch more stuff from relative to yesterday, which I was pleased about. And so a lot of the same favorites, a lot of new characters joining, and so we will try to think what could be a good one to start on. These had been popular yesterday. These Tetricus, I will call out, this one is beautiful. It has a little bit of green incrustation on the back, but we'll do a couple dollar starts, and the aim is going to be to go for about 3 hours or so, probably not too much more. Beautiful Tetricus. Again, you can see a little incrustation on the reverse, but to me it seems stable, but like it doesn't come off when I scratch at it. And so very nice. Whoa, $5. That's a fantastic win for Cake, CAIQ, California IQ. I'm not sure exactly what the username means, but nice pickup. I'm trying to think of other, popular ones. We could run a Danish coin. There's really a lot that we can offer. This one is a 1854, 25% silver, 4 skilling Rigsmont of King Frederick VII. Again, nice Danish type. We've got, what else could we run? We have some Indian ones. Nice win for T. Labonte. Congratulations. I wasn't able to reload on necessarily everything that I brought last time, but we have, I guess there's a Docto. These could date back a fair amount of ways, and very chunky copper coin with the frozen, I think, Hijri calendar year. That means that we don't know exactly when it would have been produced. But we've got, again, a bunch of different types, and that one will go to California IQ as well. I'm trying to think, we could run one of these just as like an early bonus for people who are just joining. A physical exercise, probably no, and it actually does have a 15 mark beautiful porcelain medal of Weimar, Germany, right after the World War. A couple scratches, but very, very beautiful coin. Very large physical size as well. Over 100 years old. Turnen und Sport, a physical exercise commemorative. All of these bid past 24 or higher yesterday. We'll see where this one lands, but I had bought a small collection of that type, and let me find that for you, Sapachi. Tried to reload with some cool new types today, and so yeah, we're gearing up for what looks to be, from my perspective, a fantastic another show. We've got a lot of the classic fan favorites. T. Labonte, I would like to hold that for, just so you know, Gabe Da has been very interested in those types. JP at 21, that's a good record, good price to buy that. For Treasure Town, there was a request for, let's see, and there's a bunch of incorrectly priced coins, basically, that I had misuploaded. This is going to be a nice, it's not a denarius. I need to, sorry, I need to correct that. This is going to be a quinarius. And so just to call that one out, this was misascribed. A $54 start. Brad Skoll, good to see you, said steady. Very nice looking quinarius of Egnatuleus. You can see that CEG in the top. Totally. No, that's my fault. Let me get the other ones. Let me get the other ones to. Okay, I think they are all reflected as quinary. Let's see if we have a fun Roman Republican. Here's one. That's a little bit nicer. I would probably ask at least 89 for this one. But a Quintus Curtius and Marcus Silanus, 30-second countdown. This has a very nondescript collector's tag with it from the collection it was purchased from. Has a beautiful quadriga on the reverse. I could see this one bidding a bit higher. Nice old 2nd century BC Roman Republican denarii. And sounds good, I'm all powerful. Hey, what's going on, Yasha? Good to see you. We've got, that is a very nice Christ portrait. We sold ones with Christ's face, yesterday went for 39, one where it's off the flan or less. This one I would start for 34 though, and I think it has a very good chance to bid up. I'd make about $2 at a 34 start. Very, you can see Christ's eyes, classic Bulgarian look. I would say that this is a nicer flan example, without a doubt. Congrats to I'm all powerful. We've got, if there are people, let's see, this one is maybe nicer shape and does have most of Christ's face on there. So I'd probably do this at the bid increment above it, just a little nicer looking. I brought this one, the one that sold, and one other. But there again, you can see Christ very clearly. And then, yeah, we have one more if people ultimately are interested in that type. Congrats to Jimmy there. Why don't we try, this one is a very nice ancient that I had pulled out prior, a Tetricus Gallic Antoninianus. We'll still do a $1 start on it. It's really got a nice look. It was all right. It was fun. I mean, I was on here. It was great, but I have a fair amount of work to do, so I feel like it was not as relaxing as which is okay. That's sometimes how things go. Nice win for Coin Jam there. Yeah, no, I was pleased with that one. Let's see, and the request from, who was that? The request AD 20-12-02. I'm just remembering that was requested. Let's see, 1202 Copianus. Let's see, AD 1202. Bit more worn, so we can drop it maybe for 80 flat, but no sudden death. I think that could bid up. Nicer reverse than the obverse, just has a little bit of, like, I guess, pitting, but you can see that X10 area very clearly. Then the L Cupianus and the Roma, along with, is that the Dioscuri on the horses? I forget exactly the details there. And 5622. Get a thing for a girl, that's nice. I don't think I have any. I mean, because I would obviously sell it to you, Yash, if I did. I don't have much. I bet Peter would have a lot of good stuff. Thanks, Myth. Appreciate it. Let's see. 130 was the request. So there it is. 5622 130. A nice shilling. Why don't we do a $1 start on this one? And I'll just be concerned if it doesn't go for too strong. 1839 British shilling of Queen Victoria. Very nice. The white porcelain, absolutely, JP. Let me, I have a coin in front of it, or a couple of coins, I should say. This one, it says no date, but I think I can see a date pretty decently on there. A nice little florin. I think it has room from 15 for certain. I think that says 18, either 98 or 1888. Well, let's see. It's 1898 because of the head. Good response, Yasha. That's how I played it. Let's see. We've got in order here. We've got WW9312 26. Nice, cool papal medal. Start for $10 with a. It's in good shape. Dated to 1878. Though probably struck a little bit later than that. Pius the 9th. Flashy. It's been. I have a lot of dealers that I obviously buy from. So that's how I've always, just tried to be very active. Then the next one is going to be 910104. If that's the Anna, I pulled that one last minute. I remembered it and I ran to grab it before the show. It's a nice looking copper dango. We can run it for $1. It's nice though. So earlier date, Anna is a ruler prior. There's a bunch of turnover. I want to say with Ivan in 1740. Then you have Elizabeth Petrovna and Catherine the Great. And so let me get that one for you, but I'm going to do the white porcelain one that was requested because I sometimes jump around other times. And the last one sold for, I do like to have them bid up. We were starting them at 24 and they were selling yesterday. Why don't we try them for 22? I think we have some rowing club, some colorized, some less so. But yeah, beautiful large porcelain medals. I also don't want to lose though on them, so maybe 23 is a good place to start. 1922, beautiful porcelain type here. I think I have one other white porcelain. Then I have two white porcelain that are gilded a bit, but really interesting. Types. I've been finding not gild quite intriguing recently, and so it's something that I am trying to actively be on the lookout for more of. It looks like there's one other. This one has a little bit of blue enameling. How rare are they? I'm not sure. I haven't seen that many of them, but I also hadn't been that aware that they existed. And then once they existed, I went out and tried to find them. This one, again, is a cool, blue. These I paid a little bit more for. These rowing ones seem to be a little more common from what I can tell. Some people like gilding. That one I could see bidding up quite a bit. We'd have to start that one. I'm not going to do for more than 24, but a Meissen, and it has this beautiful gilded pattern. Für das Sächsische Rote Kreuz, for the Saxony Red Cross, 1921. And it has, I just find it interesting too to think back to when these coins would have been struck. And that would have been right around the end of World War I. So maybe they were trying to raise money for different causes, and that's how they, came up with these. That one will go to Gen Alpha coins. But I just find them very fantastic art. We can do one more, and then I'll pivot away because we want to run some of the coin for the Sapachi one. This one is a nice clay. They look so clay. A nice rowers, and then we do have two more that I could run, but I want to get through the other requests, and then we can do them if. Yeah, exactly. This would have been kind of in that hyperinflationary era. We also have some nice not geld that would have reflected that time period. And the Not Geld is going to be a little cheaper. Not Geld can be fun in that, and this one's nice. Not Geld can be cool where a very nice little toning on there, and a clear obverse, but super nice fiery toning on the reverse horses, and a decently compact flan but elegant portrait for Roma. That one will go to Apache. Surprised that there's no bids up there, but also totally good to source it attractively. J. Lou sounds good. AC 9303. Where is that coin? I think it's going to be somewhere in here. Agathocles, these would be like a $29 start from ancient Greece in Syracuse. That makes sense because I've seen some and you can see Agathocles with the lightning bolt so clearly on the reverse. High eye appeal, 4th to 3rd century BC item. And so why don't we try some of the Not Geld. Hopefully it's not too early for Not Geld. They're always interesting. This one is, it almost looks like it was on purpose that there's a little bit cut out. A 1918 Hesse-Nassau, 1917 Tenpfennig, Stadt Frankfurt, AM, and then a German crest on the reverse. We'll see, but World War I in the middle of that historical period. And that one will go to Mr. Birdie. We have another one. We also have some better condition ones that rounded out the other collection that I bought. This is Prussian Westphalia. I'm going to do $4 starts and 15 seconds to speed it up. A Kriegsgeld from the World War time period. Stadt Menden in Westphalia. That one will go to big time. Let's see. This one is nicer. A Karlsbruck. These ones were very popular yesterday with very nice scenes on them. That one is like a dock, and this one's dollar start. Currently no bids. 20 Pfennig from 1920s. Nice win. The Menden Cave Bear. I have to check that out. And we'll just do one more of these and then maybe do some other stuff. This one is from the Elisabetha und Jakobskirche. Very interesting. 20 Pfennig. All right, this one's little and very neat. Here's a Spanish peseta, beautiful 1900 silver. Probably start this one for $8, but it's pretty nice patina. Alfonso the 13th. Appealing look. Pretty good shape. Bruce is going to snag that one. Let's see, we've got a George. Sixpence maybe didn't make it. Let's see, here we have a 3p. Nice little Unk kangaroo emu type. But we also have some fun Japanese coins I'm looking around at. We've got some Atocha shipwreck melted jewelry. We have some Polish. Which ones, Skippy? The Japanese? All right, sounds good to me. There's a bunch of different types. But these Tenpotsuhos have been quite interesting recently. This one's particularly nice looking. Very good eye appeal. And these totally hyperinflated the Japanese economy because they were only a little bit more weighty than some of the circulating 1 mon coins. They were like 6 times as heavy, but there was like this huge arbitrage, and $10 I think is a nice snag for CA. We normally start these at 10, so that's where we'd begin on these ones. We've got a couple of the Boo, a couple of the Shoe. That would be really cool. I think it would be neat to do a bunch of bullion that really reference some of the old coin designs from around the world and around history. And then let's see. There's a good amount of US coinage that we'd brought. I've mentioned some of these in the past. These are like very decent looking, when we think about Northern Europe, in quite good shape. That was a cool one. The Drusus one. We were packing it up as we speak. This is in very nice shape. Possible contemporary counterfeit of a Christina. So these are relative, and you can see Livonier. Super nice gilding, and wow, good win right there. Congrats. Why don't we try some? Yeah, if there's any ideas, but we have some real solid jetons. We've got, let's see, another a Skilling Rigsmont. Oh, that's really cool. No Thai coins on us, unfortunately. A very nice Danish. One of the nicer half dimes sounds good. Let's take a quick look at what we've got. Half dime, and just confirm if it's like, I want to say it's near 39 that I would have guessed them to start, but I just need to confirm that for us. Yeah, half dimes are good to start at 39. Let's see. I'll just look from an eye appeal perspective. I think that 1854 is pretty nice looking. That one's a little more worn. That one's a little more worn, but maybe a little bit of a wipe. This one looks pretty good, but we have a couple different dates, so we can see 1208. And no problem if it's not to your liking. Sounds good. Is that what? Yeah, very, very solid 1854 half dime. Nice patina and no issues. Yeah, that was what I really emphasized on the world pickups. Let's see if we have any other. This one's 14, hurtling towards the Civil War at that stage. Yeah, this one's maybe a little more worn, but also very, very good appeal. And so, let's see. We did get in some interesting, and these are like mis-ID'd. I don't think that these are copper. I think that this is some kind of silver. But I haven't seen this type before. It's a nice 1667 Swedish tuor from really the peak of Sweden's strength in Europe. And so really interesting type that I was pumped about getting in inventory. Back of where I paid for it, obviously at the moment, but we'll see how things accelerate. Not something that I've had much exposure to, and is interesting to think about. And beautiful silver, 1667. All right. Let's see. This one is an 1892, so a little later. I got some new dates. We have some similar dates from last time, but we also have some new dates. These I need to start at like 23 or so. Again, British Queen Victoria rupees. I think pretty decent eye appeal, and again, wide mix of years. Swedish silver, Carlos. I just sold some. Oh, and I just saw that turquoise stacker. Yeah, why not? WX02. What is that coin? WX0240. Oh, is that some of the 5 kopecks? Would be my guess. It's 1776. We got to lead to the 17. Well, we can. 1776. Just because it's been a little, to be honest, quiet of an auction, I'll probably start it for 39 because it's nice eye appeal. Good looking coin, and it's obviously the revolutionary, Independence Day date. No problem. That's funny. But yeah, we have a little bit of that Swedish silver. $43 Tiffany Ancients. Yeah. You're talking about WX43. We can run. I have these few. These would be the. And here on these ones, we'll just go because I only have 3 others, but they're pretty nice eye appeal. They're pretty heavy hockey puckle coins. Can also move and run some of the. I'm running a little low on my NGC stock here, but I've got about 5 denarii and maybe 15 or so graded ones. And so this one's real elegant too. Well, sudden death, the other 2 that we have. The silver ruble, sure. Can you remind me what the skew on that one is? But we'll do some Swedish silver, yeah, shortly. I do have some huge NGC orders. But they've been taking a little while, and so my hope is to get in a big bunch soon. This one is hit a little bit. We lost on the prior one at 11. I'm going to start this one at 10, but this is a 1665 Swedish. It should be silver, not copper. 2 ore here. A little bit banged up, but a nice looking, 350-year-old silver coin. Snowski. We have a couple other ones that I'd probably start for like 19. Let's check this ruble here. Nice 1766, vintage. We'll see what paid. I probably need to start this one about 89. Let's do it. But no sudden death. Very solid looking. when Brandon is going to start on it. I was very pleased to locate this. Not the type of coin that I get in very frequently. In fact, it's my first time selling one. Country coin leading, Jimmy. Yeah, I can do a couple of, I'll do a couple Swedish silver ones. Nice win for Country Coin. It's a classic, and we'll do a couple of, why not some of the graded. We have some nice types here. We've got a good Maximian Radiate. There's also a good amount of jetons, so kind of across the board, interesting. We'll sudden death it at a 25 start. All nice eye appeal. This one would say Concordia. Be from Maximian, who would have been a tetrarchic ruler alongside Diocletian, the graded Claudius. And a nice win there for Tiffany. Wow. Can do a great persecution. Little bronze. Maximinus, and I'll do the Claudius next. Has the interesting portrait below as well of maybe Taiki. Appealing win there. Claudius is up here. Very worn, as you can see. 29 start though. And you don't see Claudius very often, so nice 12 Caesars. Actually, all the lettering you can see Caesar, Augustus, and I could spend a little more time. I think a PP is Pater Patriae. 53, 10, 02. And the 9742, let me find that. Congrats there. 9742, where is that? Here we go. We'll do a couple of the Claudius Gothicus Antoniani. I'd pulled a few. Actually quite decent in terms of the portrait, which is nice. Very, very good looking. Obverse, some of the die would have been oriented. Looks like that's Pietas on the reverse. But very kind of chocolatey fields and sharp beard for Claudius Gothicus. That one will go to Nerd Exchange. Maybe we try one more. And this one maybe is a little more well-rounded of a portrait. Very nice. And then we want WW9742. Nice crown. It does look a little like there's an old cleaning on there, just as a heads up. But it's an earlier date and a more appealing one at that. 1887 UK crown. And then let's find the WX 531002. As I mentioned, we're probably going to start those at like 19. That one's going to Austin. Congrats. Or maybe 17. 1664. Nice 2-or of King Charles. CRS. We have a couple of other. We have nice Polish Lithuanian in real good shape. We also got some earlier Lithuanian types today. very nice Swedish types here. Here's an 04. This one's a little more tougher on that side, so I was going to say we'd increase it, but I think we'll stick with the 17. A little bend, but not bad. CRS very clear. 2 ore like so. And then I would say this one might be the nicest of the. This is a Billen ore type. I would start for 24, no sudden death. So 1 ore with really good. It's in really good shape, as you can see. Super nice King Charles the 11th on that side. Nice for Carlos. Could run. This one was kind of sitting on top. Very, very appealing reverse type. It looks like the Protector of Emperors, UOV Conservatory reverse type with Licinius on the obverse. Condors, Gabe, sounds good. Troy CP is going to snag that. Let's do some condors. We've got only a handful, maybe 5 denarii here, but I don't want to forget about them entirely. No sudden death. This is a nice Trajan. And after we do the denarii, we have, looks like 2 or 3 nice Commodus ones, and then a Marcus Aurelius. We'll mix in the condors and then also work on some of the other nice NGC types. Tiffany Ancient's going to win that one. These are high eye appeal Commodus ones that I think should bid a good ways. There's a CUP. I'm not sure if that's Cupid or who it is. There's some kind of seated look with maybe some kind of animal to the left. And let me pull that AD04 03. It has a bit of damage to it, that AD0403. Here's a nice Commodus Denarius. We also have some decent Commodus types. Okay, that seems interesting. Any France Quartericu? Darius, yes, I do have. Oh, that one's interesting. There's like a full frond there, and it talks about something Augustus. Not sure exactly all the details. Congrats to Tiffany. It looks like this is our last of the Commodus Denarius for today, though I have very few of these denarii in stock overall. Going to try to grade some more, but good level of detail for sure there. Nice win. And then here, last but not least, is our Marcus Aurelius that I think looks pretty good. Interesting seated view on the reverse, and then we'll pivot to some condors. 55 start is way low, but I figured why not run it that way. Coin Jam currently in the lead. Ruger. And we have some nice coins. We have some interesting Bactrian, Hermaeus. Examples. And that one will go to Tiffany, congrats. But we wanted to do some of the condors, of which we don't have tons of, but we do have a few. Well, sudden death. This 1794. So interesting, like just to think about what's going on in the world. A halfpenny of George, the Prince of Wales. Yeah, Bactrian silver. Viking era, a little less. But we have some of, yeah, we have some drams, absolutely. So we'll do one more of these, then oh, that one's real nice. We'll still sudden death it for fun. Pro bono publico, but it's a nice ship conder, 1791, a Hull halfpenny. Thomas Feast's gonna win that. And then right here we've got, maybe I'm dropping the no sudden death, a 30s level Bactrian silver Hermaeus dram and NGC holder. Nice clear seated ruler on the reverse of it in the Karshoti, and then the Greek on the front. And then why don't we try the 1686 and then the French écu. Maybe this is way too low for it, but maybe it's too high. We'll do a $19 start. And again, I mentioned that it was hit in the middle. The rest of it is nice, but if it's that is, well, we'll see where it bids to. But it's interesting how they have the 3 so clearly spelled out, so everybody would know it's a 3 pence. I wish it hadn't had that impact in the middle, but kind of take what, I was just pleased to have it. And let's find the quarter écu. WX19. They would be like 59. Tried them for 64 in the past, but here we'll go 59. No sudden death. 1603 in this case. Henricus IV. Fairly large, well detailed French older silver. Constantine the Great. This one's very interesting. It's like, I'm not going to sudden death it. It's this like 3 military standards reverse, which I haven't seen as much of the Constantine the Great, which is, I find interesting. But super cool back of that coin. And will not fetch much of a premium there. Let's see. $25 sudden death. Nice eye appeal there, especially on the reverse too. Constantine the Great, and 22, yeah, sure. 22 130. I think I sold 22 130. I have 129 left. Probably gonna pause some of those because I don't want to gorge. I also think those maybe weren't so solid. This one I think does have a date. I think it's 1898. Nice little florin, because the old head, and I don't think there would be anything else that would be. So that should be 1898. But yeah, I do think that one sold. This one is nice though. The solid looking florins like so don't come necessarily so easy. Huh. Stay at the 15. We've got, I think, one more of these little Docto coins. They're always very interesting. Indian history and pretty affordable. What does the Nerva look like? The Nerva's nice. That's why it's expensive. Yeah, exactly, GJC. Here's the Nerva. Let me just make sure that there haven't been any new results that I should decrease this from NGCVF. Nerva. There's a fine on there for 195. Oh, somebody now has undercut me with a VF with a scratch for 399, and I have another one on there for 399. So why don't we offer this for 389? So that's a good way to have things decreased, or even 379. Should we do that? Yeah, 379. It's that's funny. Has like a nice faint tone, and it's going to be a Libertas Publica on the reverse. Budget-friendly young head shillings. Let's see what we have. I don't think we even have. Maybe we have one that's going to be probably not priced too high, but is pretty worn, and so that's why it's not priced too high. Where did it go? Time to find it. Could have sworn that we had sold. Oh no. Yeah, I could have sworn we sold it. This one is not a young head shilling, but it is a sterling shilling. I don't think we have. There's one young head shilling. Nice 1915. King George V, but I'm not seeing it. I swear I would have uploaded it, but I don't have it in front of me. No more listed? Yeah, I see a no date showing first portrait, but I think that we did sell that yesterday. Nice for Thomas Feast. Let's see, we've got one of these nice. This is our last of the 5 kopecks. Earlier 1765. There we go. Very, very nice. Big Time You Betcha. Currently leading on it. Trying to think of what could be the item for that would be next. We've got some of these. Let's see. Gallienus. And did you do the stack stuff, Alex?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Did you want me to take like other one besides the graded ones out too? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yes, please. Thank you. This is a really cool. It's like a Genio Populi with an XI mark. Gallienus. No more half-cents Smallwood, but I'm going to try to get some this week. There's a young 3p and 6p. Let me. Would that be interesting to people? The young 3-cent, the young coins. This one also pretty sharp in terms of its design. 2 cents. We have a lot of 2-cent coins. Here, this one looks like it's a. Oh, what is that? SUBER. Maybe Uberitas with the scale of justice or something in a cornucopia of Gallienus. That's pretty cool. And then let's see, Gallienus Antoninianus of Eternitas this time on the reverse. It's so cool how there's all these different types that get struck. Nice one for Coin Jam. Would you like us to run the 1860 1p? I'll go find it if so. There's a Claudius Gothicus. The very interesting. It almost looks double struck on that reverse. Maybe I'm wrong. Curious reverse type there. I haven't seen much of it. I have, so you can take them out, yeah. Or what do you say?
Do you want me to put these ones up, or like keep them like throw away the labels?
You can toss.
Yeah, like descriptions on them.
Oh, you can toss those. Yeah. These, so like this one should be gold gilded white metal. Sorry guys, one quick question here. So this one would be gold gilded porcelain. Is this the right one? Don't you? I thought right. Yeah. So these would like this is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? And same over there, that we may not have. I think I didn't print out the ones for the bottom.
Okay.
So just whichever ones we have there, and then whichever ones we don't. Yeah, whichever ones we don't, we can just put to the side somewhere else. Sorry about that little detour, guys. This is a beautiful Victorinus Antonianus. Actually, really, really nice. The reverse is a little less clearly struck, but then we'll find that WX160426. That one will go to Coin Jam. The Liard sounds good. I would just probably run that one for $1 start. It's pretty worn down, but we've got a Duchy of Brabant. And then, yeah, let's try the 1860 Young Head. Interesting win for Jimmy. Dollar start of 6p. Oh, that's no problem, P. Pratt. Nice Queen Victoria. Oh yeah, and then we talked about the 6p. So let me pull a couple of those. I also have some of the very fun chicken birds. Half Wong. These ones are $7 starts, but 1847 to 1860. Very good detail. Cambodian. And then WX4597. What is that coin? Don't think that we have. I don't think that one's in inventory. That one is not going to sell. Got a couple of nice 1956. Oh, gotcha. It does. It's funny. Sorry, I wasn't trying to be annoying about that one. Let me look at the 097. This one I think is about $6 a melt in it. 1956, nice. Yeah, it has the same kind of crest that is commonly seen throughout, and that one's a very appealing look. That's common in the old Dutch types. Nice win. 097. Okay, that is that is not in there either. What on earth is this coin? Oh, it's 44. I won't be able to find it if it's off by number. This one is a Forbids to Die. Very interesting jeton that we would do no sudden death on. Vetat mori, regia inscribit et something lit academia, and then we have Louis XV on the front. let's see. We've got. Was there still interest in the 2-cent coins? Totally, no problem. All the silver jetons I run are pretty much 49. They could be a little cheaper if the euro and tariffs were a little more favorable, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, let's try some of those 2-cent coins. This one's cleaned, but nice looking 1862 Queen Victoria British India rupee. And then let's look at the 2-cent coins. I have paid for the 2-cent coins. Let me tell you exactly what I paid, and I can go return them. Any of the 2 cents that don't sell. So I paid 21, so I'd like to sell them for 25, so I make $2. So let's look at, and then, you know, these actually all look pretty decent. 1868 right here. Oh, you know what? I took them down because I was planning on returning them. Would it be worth re-uploading these? Or yeah, maybe I'll return them. It might be better for me to return them because I also don't want to cherry pick. I really basically sold none of them, and so I don't want them to be upset at me either if they perceive that I've picked out, a couple of really nice ones and then left them with the real tough leftovers. So those are going to go over here. Speaking of those, I don't think, do we have the Morgan? We do still have the PCGS Morgans. These would be a good time to also see if they would like to trade for 74. That's where I'd be on them, but otherwise, let's see. And you may be able to find them cheaper elsewhere. It has a little bit of toning in the corner. Mint State 63, 83.0 Morgan. Exactly. I think that's my plan. Very nice types, but I think I'll return. And it was my first time actually taking stuff to try. It's normally not like a deal structure, you could call it, that I'm a fan of, just because I like to own everything that I'm selling. But yeah, in that instance, they were basically like, well, you can see which types sell well, and for example, the half cents we were able to make some profit on. And so let me just take out some of those from the sale here. We've got a couple more of we have a few of these British West Africa, really beautiful looking 10th pennies. Why don't we try one? In pleasing uncirculated conditions. And you have what looks like kind of a Star of David. I'm not sure if that's directly relevant. And a good price there for easy at around 4. We've got 1655, it looks like. It's nice to get this one with a specific date on it as well, which is great. But a 1655 Swedish and Moldavian Livonian type solidus. Glapow is going to snag that one. I think we have we could run all the remaining condors after we do. I think we have one more of these. we can do the remaining condors. What is the date on this one? You can see the Livonia clearly referenced. Well, that one, again, very clear, CG. It's pretty nice. We'll do the AC 9303 after. That one will go to Jesse K. We'll do the Swedish Livonian after, or the Agathocles after the condors. Oh, this one's a classic type. No sudden death, 24 start. It's It's like a beautiful bath token from the cedar. That is in Lebanon. He stake of trees, and then it talks about 1 Kings Chronicle or chapter 4, verse 33 on the reverse, and this one's dated back to 1794. So very cool older item. Huh. We'll just stay there. Congratulations. And then right here we've got a great looking farthing conder from the 1600s. Nice British kind of not Renaissance, but like almost medieval. You know, very clear. 1657. Reminds me of like the pine tree shilling type vibe, even though it's not that. And then you can see the castle clearly on the reverse. We do have those two Irish condors. Wellington and Victory. That one is really sweet. We'll do $1 start with no sudden death. 1816 Irish. Edward Bewley. Yeah, Wellington and Victory. Fantastic full, not even a half penny, but a full penny. Good eye appeal. A standout one for today. Has Britannia on the reverse, but you can see the Irish lyre and harp. And again, very large, you know, even larger than the average condor, but minted across the pond in Ireland as opposed to within Britain. We also have another, let's see, we'll do another condor, then we'll do the last condor, we'll do an Agathocles. We could do the other 2 or 3, no, I think it's 2 nice porcelain ones. Jesse K. Vault and Valor. That sounds good. Be happy to. Gabe Daw gonna snag that one. Here's this one. It's got a little hit somewhere in it. Maybe not even, but it's a 24 start pro bono publico. We'll have to run that one. 1804 again from Ireland, silver. And then we got AC 9303. And it says, what does it say? Hail to the King for the public benefit, I think in Latin. And then on this side, public happiness, 20 G's, which I'm not sure, but a sterling item. Very cool. And I wish I knew a little bit more about these to talk about them super fluently for a long time, but I do know that they're cool and interesting. Here we have the Agathocles, $29 start. It's got a great lightning bolt on the reverse. Greek Syracusan history. And there's the obverse, but this would have been dating back to Sicily, Greek Sicily from the 304 to 289 approximate time period. Just beautiful. And then, oh yeah, we said 133 Aurelian. It's a good looking coin in the NGC. Okay, it's not Vibalathus. I don't know how this happened, but this is just an Aurelian, Aurelianianus. Sorry, I need to switch that. Still cool looking. And yeah, exactly, Imperator. We could. Nice militaristic look for Aurelian. That one will go to Tiffany. Here we have a Probus Antonianus, or Aurelianianus. And then we have a couple of other similar coins. And I do have like some earlier rulers. You know, we have some Domitian, Commodus, but we may do a couple more late bronzes. Nice one for Jesse. Not going to raise the start price. Oh, this one's cool. It's one of the like 4-horse chariot types. What is that? AD 1707. Very nice one for Tiffany there. And then appealing Theodosius. Oh, Republic, cool. Let me. I was just curious what, because I didn't have time to merge. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, it's a nice Sabinus Denarius. It's not super cheap, I don't think. That one will go to Coin Jam, but we'll try to snag it soon. These are a little bit earlier, like an Ass of Domitian. It looks like you've got somebody walking right. 32 start for the earlier bronzes. What's going on, Peter? Great to hear from you. How are you doing? I love that little collection of marks that you had purchased. Nice win for Tiffany there. Here's a Domitian with a little more green patina, but you can still see good detail. And honestly, a little like ancient tone almost. And Domitian ass. We'll do the Republic maybe after the. We could do a couple nice. We have nice Republican stuff, but I have to check what I'm into that one for. Nice win for Tiffany. Here's a Hadrian. Hadrian ass. This one's, we've got maybe 4 no-grade coins left. This is a pious gen grade, no sudden death, but real sharp on the reverse as well in a nice way. I think it's talking about being consul for the 4th time there on the reverse. A little bit of green incrustation, but very sharp. And all right, that one is going to go at an appealing price. We've got and then we have 2 Marcus Aurelius that are going to be a little higher. For Commodus Sestertius, started at 36, very worn on the reverse, but the obverse is quite solid, very clear. Commodus face, very nice. I like how it kind of shimmers under the light too. And then we've got a Marcus Aurelius. This one's a Dupondius. I'd probably start for 39. Again, note the worn reverse. And then we also will follow it up with a pretty good looking Sestertius that I'd probably start for like $50. And that would conclude. Actually, we have a couple of Bactrian no-grade bronzes as well. But this is a big-time Sestertius of our favorite Marcus Aurelius. And the reverse looks pretty solid too, a winged portrait. But again, Marcus Aurelius Sestertius. Congrats. Right here we have a Hermaeus Soter. This one's a little nicer than the one that didn't sell earlier. Bactrian silver. So this is like ancient Central Asia in the 1st century BC, struck after his death. I find that to be pretty interesting. That one will go to Anthony Mole. Says that's your first purchase from us. Congratulations. They're always interesting. Here's one with a really nice reverse, where you can clearly see some of that Indian style lettering. And we may get back to some of the we have some shipwreck too, but I'm thinking, what could we run? Oh yeah, we wanted some of the Republican denarii. Let me just check what I paid for this one. Hopefully we can do this with lightning speed. I paid $62 for this one. There were some other ones in that group that I would have paid for a bit more. $89. Why don't we even run it at 79? Has a very solid reverse. Then you see a banker's mark on the front. Clear bust. Yeah, very solid Roman Republican denarius. I realized I didn't even say Roman Republic on there. And then, what's this coin? That's a beautiful looking Victorinus. Why don't we dollar start no sudden death it? Very nice eye appeal. The reverse had clearly not quite as nice strike. It seems like for whatever reason it was really fresh dies on the front, and that got struck very well. And Alex, I would probably pack up the auction, yeah. If that's not if that's not done yet, I would probably pack up the auction.
There is one medal that's mis-ID'd. It says rowing club, but there's a picture of a skier.
Okay. Maybe I would put that one to the side. Appreciate you calling that one out. Gabe, I can't quite tell you what you've bought. But let me see if I can go into Whatnot and tell you a different way. Let's see. We have some nice Tetricus coins, though they've been a little bit, there's a little bit of, again, green incrustation on them that doesn't seem to be particularly active. But I just want to call it out. Yeah, it looks like you bought 3 items, Gabe. And so, let's see. If we do a $9 sudden death, and then we can do the SLQ, sure. That might, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that is, but yeah, very good looking Tetricus. Again, a little bit of green incrustation. I was just trying to call out what I can see on the surface. Congrats to our gold. Then I'll move towards that world comment. That's funny, P. Pratt. Peter, I might be able to sell you some of this. Some of these should be getting a couple more in not that long from now. I'll hit you up. They're nice coins, for sure. This one is going to be a Tetricus as well. Very elegant. And that one has Victoria on the back. Tiny green incrustation, but I think it's actually quite a nice example. I'll let you know when they come in, Peter. And then maybe last one of these, then we'll do some of the US stuff. This one looks pretty good as well. Nice eye appeal. Last of the Tetricus. We have some as Caesar. There's the reverse. Tiny little green incrustation, but nice coin, I think. We have a few that are more like barbaric style, but this one I think has a good couple bids more left there. We'll see. It will not have a couple bids more. Nice win. And again, we have some more jetons. We're going to look right now for the SLQ. I think it might be a seeded one, though, just as a call out, if I remember this one. Yeah, I think it's seeded. And I'm just going to go off and try to make about 10% on what I paid for it. In that case, that would be going at like 42, would get me to a little less than 10%. 1855 seeded quarter, very solid looking. Has the arrows. I've only got that and one other seeded quarter. The other seeded quarter is not as common, or is a more common date, but maybe not in quite as nice, but in better shape than this one. DJSC is going to win this coin. And I can try to get some more seeded quarters. I think this one's going to be the last of that group. This one's, yeah, real nice looking. I would guess that this was cleaned at one point, just as a heads up. But I think the condition's quite nice. And I want to leave off sudden death because I think it could go up quite well. And maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, very solid type coin from a condition perspective. Very, very nice. Ancient gold I don't have. I wish I did. Let's try W60810. We have some quite decent eye appeal 3-cent nickels that we can run for a 22 start. Constantinople mint. Don't think I have much of, but yeah, we have some nice 3-cent pieces. You can see a lot of the detail in the columns. Oh no, what happened? Nice one for DJSC. This one's also 1866. Good looking one, and Jimmy's gonna start. I wish that this one would just focus. What's going on here, guys? Jimmy currently in the lead. Thomas is gonna snag it. What else? We've got maybe a few later dates as well. This one is a year later, but a decent example, obviously. And sounds good, Brianna Lee. That one's an expensive coin, but it's really cool. I just got it, just arrived, and I unboxed it this morning. It is like a 379 probably start. So not as cheap as I wish it was. But let's show it off. A nice taler of the German states. You can do a Duzan after it. No sudden death. This is Christian the Second, John George. There's a little nick up in the top just to call out, but very elegant German style. I think it has nice eye appeal. I love the three brothers just like staring at us like so. Of course, thanks for requesting it. Oh, nice, P. Pratt. Hopefully I'm reasonable on the price there. Let me know what you thought. Like if mine was like a reasonable range to be at, if that makes sense. We've got some jetons. We've got... Did everybody see the Iowa? Because we sold out of the... Or we sold 5 of the 7 Iowa. We've basically... I'm going to try to go get some other more classic commem halves. And so these are Iowa statehood centennials that I'd started at 79 and all had bid up previously. Oh, totally. No, it's fun. They're definitely cool. And so I have these 2, but I'm going to, again, try and go back and get some more. Get some more tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. Later this coming week. I don't know what they have, though, so... Alex, did we clean them out of classic commemoratives, or were they just what they had in stock?
I think most of them. They might have some more left, though. They
Okay.
have flying eagles, though, for sure.
There's the last of these classic. Apparently, we might have bought most of them, so maybe I won't be able to get that much more, but I'll try my best. Let's see what that one would be. Yep, it's, again, paid a little more for that, so I would start at like 23, and this one is clean. That I do want to call that one out. 1893 British India rupee, 1893 Victoria. Think it's cheap? Definitely might be. But sometimes Treasure Town wishes Treasure Town would be able to sell for better. I'm always impressed. Congrats to DJSC on that one. Dash 131. Here is a queen. So maybe here's where the young head was that I couldn't find before. But let's try 5621, the mint drop. Dollar start a... yeah, why don't we dollar start this Hard Times token? Dated 1837. Has a little bit of a damage in the back, but I think it's real cool. I'm trying to figure out where I put that other Hard Times coin. Yeah. That was a bummer that it went off screen. Never is too helpful to sell coins when they're not on the screen. This would be, we have a couple of octagonal jetons. Comptoir Général of Commerce and Industry. This one is by Domard. And CAC on the reverse. Super nice. Congrats to Smallwood. We've got a more legal focused one of the Lex et Quodcumque Notamus. AB 1307, let me look that one up. That sounds fun. It sounds like an old one, so I'm not sure exactly which one you're referring to. Oh, sure. Let me just price it so that it's cheaper than anything on eBay. And then we'll get right to it. Let me just look what's on eBay, though. Very nice Smallwood. You have a little back and forth there. I'm seeing one on eBay at $259. So I would then offer this one at like $219. Always try to undercut by a nice bit. Very nice Diva Faustina 5 out of 5 strike. And that reverse is going to be Augusta. Nice eye appeal. The other ones are all available for a good touch more. Then we have some, this one was like a interesting jeton here. Was like Vertat Mori. It says forbids to die. Very cool art and inscription of King Louis XV. Regia inscript et something Lit Academia. And Thomas Feast will win that one. That one was a little tougher, I think, of a one to find from my view. And then this is a Indre 1854 dated octagon ex prudentia securitas ordonnance of the 11th of 1829 and the 26th 1839 and of 1854. And I think it's related to insurance. Congrats to Smallwood. If we jump over to an interesting Indian type, a half pice. This would be for break even. Beautiful luster on this type from 1921. King George V. And then we have a couple of the shooting medals. Kind of the last of them, really. Dated to 18. I wasn't sure what the composition. At one point we had said silver, but I wasn't sure. I think they might be base metal. But it's these shooting metal types. This one's interesting. It has a very detailed scene of burn in 1914 and then a bear. Oh, but it is a shooting metal. There's a clear rifle on that reverse. Peter Does Coins. Gonna win that one. Let's see who else we might have. 1907, 1850 dated. Shooting metal. Again, all these I had at one point called silver, and now I'm not so sure, so I redid them. That's interesting. It's some kind of like crossbow type with, is that a skull? An arrow through a skull on top? I'm not sure. Burn. Yeah, this one's from Zurich. But there's, you know, Swiss numismatica is always interesting. Let's see. Right here we have a 1926 also shooting medal from Zurich. Bezirksschießen from 1926. Sounds good. Infinite. We'll do that after. I think there's like 3 more of these. Or 4 more on the front of. This is Arau. Nice looking. If that works, and then we'll run some of our Tetricus as Caesar the second. Nice Arau Schützenmedal. Has the rifles on either side. And we'll try, this one is dated to 1907. That sounds like a good combo, Peter. Unfortunately, I don't think we have much in the way of burn, but yeah. Here's a 1907 example. Beautiful. Very like Beaux-Art style metal. Headed to Virginia. Maybe we pause there and we'll try a couple of these. Tetricus, Antoniniani. Why don't we just dollar start it and see where it falls? Very good looking. This is the last. He would have been under Tetricus the first. It's best super clear who's on that reverse there. And you can see the lettering CAES, Caesar. A little tougher to find. And I was going to say at 8 would be a great, that'd be a real top tier win. Oh, that's cool. I love how you have, it's like very 3D looking, said. Spec. And let's see. Tetricus, Antoninianus. These, I do like to do a $9 start, so I guess 11 isn't so bad, but I always, this one's maybe a little sharper in terms of you can see the a little bit better detail on the reverse, and these are like priestly implements on the back. Jimmy in the lead, but it'll be Infinite's win. And then our last from that group here for today is going to be, we have some other Tetricus types, but they're different. They're more like barbarian strikes. That one emphasizes, I'd say, the obverse a little bit more. Reverses those same pietas, like priestly implements, but up top is a little, you know, the obverse is a little more attractive. And then What kind of stands out to people as most interesting? Oh, I think I might have found some jetons and the hard times token that I wanted to run. Here's a cool Vimatacto. Probably run this one with like a 10 start. This is like ancient kind of India, Pakistan, Central Asia. Nice tetradrachm of Soter Magus, a famous ruler. That one will go to Country Coin. We've got this. This one sold for a bit up to the 26, but failed yesterday. A trademark, no date merchant token from around 1890 or so. Celluloid Starch Co., New Haven, Connecticut. Trademark, great inventory, free. Present this check to your grocer. Get 1 package of celluloid starch free, or 2 for 10 cents. Very interesting. Dealer inventory. DJSC is going to land it. This one, I'm not going to increase the price. It's a restruck jeton, likely in the late 1800s, of a octagonal marriage of Louis Marie. Beautiful type. One of the more artistic styles, and that is a good catch. What other items would be fun to offer? We've got a couple of these guys. Totally. A couple of the different. This is a Mozart. Almost looks proofy. We've been starting these for 22. What's going on, Beers? Good to see you. Nice, nice Star Wars card. In the profile pic, Amadeus Mozart. 10 euro type. Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Some fun silver. What else could we go with things? Let me know what you all are most excited about. We have some old. This is dated to 1758. Antiqua Minerva. The Academy of St. Luke. Louis the 15th. That's funny. I'm not going to go to fun. Anybody else planning on it here? Just got a lot of work to do. Not in coins. Got to be fun to be in the coin game. These are some of the like Tetricus or Gallic type imitations that we were starting at 12. A little higher quality, I would say. Very sharp appearance for Tetricus. With the radiate crown and bust. But let's see, here's a nice, well, it's a little, it's not in the best shape, but if we want some old silver from 1869, French 2 franc. Did try to load up on some of the cool types, and Brandon and B.S. Hughes, sure. Nice one for Jimmy. This is a 1 franc coin from 1888 that I think looks pretty nice. See what you guys think. 83.5% silver, just a nice looking 1 franc. Try my old dollar start on it, see where it goes. Peter, you think you'll be able to turn that one around? Maybe it's on your buy sheet. I'd inventoried a good amount a little while ago. We'll do a, yeah, sounds good, DJSC. Let me find it. 1919 older, 25 cents. Then we have a 1916 half mark from Germany and an 1875 Romanian 50 Boni. All very interesting and a good, nice little mix. That one's going to go to Footy Dad. We've also got, where is it? We've got the, got a couple of the 2-packs, which I want to, let's see. I'll offer, oh no, that's not what I was thinking. All right, well, let's find the requests here. AD 2006, a nice Guinar. A little more expensive on that front. Let me just check to confirm, but it's nice looking, which is obviously super important. Paid 49 bucks 81 cents for it, so I'm going to start this one for about 59. I would say it's not crazy. Let me show you. I paid 15 for them. I'd sell them for 19. Brandon is gonna scoop that coin. Let's see. Where's the off centers? I do want to quickly jump to find 80 20 04 02. I think was the request. Probably like a 35 start. Worn on the reverse, but you can see the date pretty clearly. Quite nice on the front. I always want to show the tough side first so that you can make sure you see it, but beautiful. And then we'll look for W91, and then we'll do the pennies. Congrats to DJSC. Copper Denga. Dollar start this one. You don't know who it's from. There's a lot of turnover in that year, but it's like a significant year in Russian history. And let me find the error pennies in the meantime. There's the error penny. So it's not like wildly off center. Okay, that's a nice price. Well, one. Here is this guy. Has sold all the ones that I've tried at this level. Solidly off center. You have America cut off, but no hard feelings if it's not enough. Very fun. Off center mint air. This one was up. Good detail. It's that Tetricus and similar Antoninianus, but more of a barbaric style again. I hadn't even thought about that, but I could see it being a little more, you know, that could be a reason that the off-center pennies. I know that their prices, you know, as I'm buying them, have gone up quite a bit. So that, I mean, that makes sense to me. But I hadn't put the 2 and 2 together. Interesting. We'll do a couple dollar start This one's actually earlier. This is a Krakow Polish-Lithuanian type from 1616. So a little bit less common. Very interesting. As opposed to some of like the by Doshigosh mint, maybe butchering that. That's interesting. Let me see. AC 3211. I mean, it's an interesting type for sure. This is the by Dogosh mint, but like this is a nice high eye appeal item as well. 1621 Monet no Reg Folo. Here's the 3 polker on the back. Then right here we've got 1622. Yeah, these are silver, about 70-ish%. But they're not good silver investments. They're like, yeah, they're pretty thin. It's more to buy 400-year-old silver from what was a super strong state at that time, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Sorcerer's gonna snag that. Sorcerer Stan, and then we've got one last one here. 1623. Brandon Farr. We've got a beautiful, we have 2 of these left for today's show. Some nice Lottery War cross-themed porcelain medals from Germany, 1923. Meissen. Yeah, I got 2 Balboas. I think they're like 38 starts. Yeah, exactly. It feels more biteable than other coins if I was ranking coins by my interest in biting them. But we have a bunch of different nice metals. We have some higher quality French stuff as well. Promo 24. And I'll try to get some more of these ready before our show next. The next show we have, which is still a ways away. This is a cool, and I'm not going to increase the start bid. This is a white porcelain with some gilding. A little bit of circulation I think I've picked up on it, but yeah, very nice gilded white porcelain of the Lobau. Has a lot of medieval themes on it, which is kind of cool. 700 years of Lobau as a state. Again, we'll try to find a couple more of this type, but it's such an interesting style. Promo 24 in the lead. Nice win. We've got a Lavoisier medal. Similar, doesn't have a date, but a member of the Union of the Large Pharmacies, CAC style. Really high relief. And I take about a 50-cent loss at the 32 start, so we'll see where these land, but I have a couple of different nice style items. Where are some of the other ones that I had? Here's this large PA Castine dated to 1930. In terms of unique shapes and old European types. Sounds good, Wattberg. Let's try and find Au Professeur Castagne. He's super strong in chemistry. Let's see. That's probably like an 89 start. Nicer eye appeal. Quintus, 90 BC, Roman Republican denarius with a Pegasus on a pedestal. Winged horse. Very nice. Let's see. We have a couple of the... What could be interesting? Haven't offered any of these in a good while. A Alexander Jagellon Grote from Duchy of Lithuania. Very nice charging horse. It's really good detail for a 500-year-old silver coin. Yeah, let me try and pull him. AC 67, 1110. Nice one for Jimmy. 82 BC. Let me just figure out what I paid and run it for a little bit more than that. That one was a little less expensive to me. I could do it probably for around 74. Oh, I already have it in for 74. Nice looking Crapusius. Denarius with some banker's mark on the front. All right, maybe we'll shift in a different direction then. Let's see. Let's try some. That's an interesting Fedor, the bell ringer. Buck and go, nice silver wire Kopek type. Interesting bit of Russian history. That one will go to Brandon Farr. And right here we've got also a dollar start. Nice little wire. Very nice horse. And last but not least, this one, let's see. It's going to be Ivanovich. Let's see if we can orient that guy properly. There we go. With clear Cyrillic on the other side as well. Headed to Sorcerer's Stand. Here's a nice shooting medal. A little bit higher quality. Beautiful riflery. Dates back to 1891. Was given out in a tournament. The 6th prize of the delegation in France of the Society of Tir d'Aven. Tassé, the engraver. See this one bidding up for sure. Currently a little back of cost. That one will stay with Sorcerer's Stand. Congratulations. Nice pickup. Let's see. This one is Porcelain. This one's cool. A little bit also pricier. Very Beaux-Arts style. Dated back to 1900 for the Exposition of Paris. Beautiful artwork. And even some toning on there. Congrats. Numalab always has the good eye for some of the, nicer beauty in some of the metals. Let's see, do we have any other metals we could run? This one is a Napoleon type. This one would have been dated back to 1867 around cholera eradication. Nah, I think it goes the other way, Muscle. Yeah, I hope you had a great Independence Day. Happy 4th, Numalab. Yeah, thank you. I had a fun one. Again, I'm in these for cost. Curious if this one will stretch higher. Promo is going to win that one. Let's see. WX58. We also have, actually, this one could be kind of well received. This one's like a large nature scene from 1945 in France. Nosteur. Very nice by René Baudichon. I could see this one being able to move. Very, very nice. And a large planchet at that. Or large, metallic structure. Headed to Peter. Congratulations. And I'd mentioned this one. On some of these, I've been able to, I'm mostly aiming to get out at cost. So this one, I paid more than $29 for it, but I've made a couple of dollars on other ones where I can try to drop. Has an interesting snake in the cup and basket. Your local guy will like it. This one, the snake, I think it's referring to this professor who is well known for his contributions on the chemistry side. Let's see, though. We have a couple of the Laotian lats. WX54. A little canoe and boat money. Try to get 29 bucks on it while we're on the not real coins, but proto money that would have functioned in that style. I don't think I have any of those fairy tale metals, Dexter, but they sound quite interesting. Brandon Farr going to lead off on that one. No problem. It says if it went through, I don't know what's going on, but it's good on my end, so I'll be able to ship you them no problem. Let's see, and then this one is the other one we have. This one's a little larger, a little more irregular looking, so it'll probably start for 36. I paid in the 30s, by the way. So that 29, I always try to let things bid up a little bit, but I paid in the 30s for a couple different types. This one looks almost a little more silver would be my guess. Can reoffer. Yeah, the Mongol, sure. Let's see, WX 1267 or 64. Very nice silver dang. Dollar start, no sudden death. This one's pretty interesting. It's a Mongol horde type. See this one? And this has very nice and intricate lettering. Super, super interesting. Really a fan of the script and everything. Just a cool type. Praetor Shane. And I think we have a couple different types like this next one. And just out of interest of time, I think I brought 3 more today. This is probably a different ruler. This one, as you can see, the design's a little different. You can tell on that side as well. A kind of straight through with more some like cross-hatch patterns. Early sixpence. Type in sixpence or pence and see if you scroll through. Numis Maximus going to win that one. And these last two also seem to be slightly different types, which is interesting. We'll see where they fall. If it's not in there, I probably don't have it, but I'll try to get some for next time. Yeah, very curious style. Nice win for Praetor Shane. And wow, that's nice. A silver dang, very good detail yet again. A river stone leading. That one will go to Praetor Shane. I'll try to get some more in a future sale. Let's see. Other fun types we have some British West Africa still in the inventory. We have some, and these are always cool. They're very friendly looking. I'm curious what British West Africa would have been. I would guess that that's like, is it Morocco area or is it way further down? Kenya? Oh, that's way, way further down than I would have thought. Very interesting. I don't remember if we have the Ceylon. We do have a Rudolph denier. This one's a little cheaper. We have some other ones that are probably a little more expensive that I'd brought for us today. 1580. Maybe I think I have some in my inventory, but I haven't prepped it for sale here yet. And I've recently bought a fair amount more, so I'm excited to get those in. These are some nice 1511. They have specific dates, which is cool. Oh, and they have the charging rider, so very cool. Forgot that those were the ones with the dates, but where's the 1511? Let's see. I think that's the right one. Sigismund. Oh yeah, I think it's 1511 right up top. Nigeria, Gambia, Ghana, Sierra Leone. Okay, that makes more sense for where, what would be west. Because I was like, Kenya, I'm pretty sure is like central and like not necessarily that direction. Okay, this one's particularly nice. Eye appeal, 1510 is clear as day. Very nice eagle. And then, yeah, lots of different dates here, but they're all over 500 years old, which is fun. I wish ancient coins would all say the specific year. They often will have a regnal year, but that one's in good shape too. Keep it at the 14, no need to bump that up too much. 15:09. Alex, in like 5 minutes, would you be good to run for 15 or so? Hey, Alex. Congrats to Riverstone. Let's see. We could try and think more. Not Geld. What's this coin? Oh, that's the other type, which is recent. You know, it's only a little bit before this. A Bill half groat as well, but it's a different ruler, and they did not date their coin specifically. And it's, you know, a little ALEX. It's kind of cool. The Italian grosso, I would say that they're pretty solid. Let's show some of them off after we go. Again, a few. These are Alexander Jagiellon a little earlier. Should we do? Oh, let's find the grosso. We do not offer that, Gilda, but thank you for inquiring. I wish we did, but just security-wise, we are actually moving to a new office on Thursday, but we're not comfortable at the moment. But I would say within 2 years, we will aim to do shows, which would probably, like in-person shows, which would probably be similar. Peter, have you done any shows, and how do they compare to doing a Whatnot offering? This one's a little more worn, so probably drop that one to like 36. I think you said you're getting. Well, is it like a full on like buy retail from the public, or more of just like office space? Because that's awesome. Oh, that's sick. And are you going to be behind the counter, or will you hire somebody? That's really, really cool. That's so cool. Here we've got a Tetricus online coin sweatshop. That's funny. Alex, would you be good to do you want to run for a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I just need one black bag or pack.
Oh, cool. I can even pack that one up, whichever one it is. Do you want to jump in and run some like maybe Buck and Go silver?
Okay, sure.
Let's find the Buck and Go. Here's let's see. We'll sort this. Got Buck and Go silver. We've got some Buck and Go British West Africa. You could try. Let's see. Everything in here. Alex is going to take over for a little bit, and then I guess you could try some of the. I think we got some new duets as well.
Yeah, 73, I think.
Here we go. There's some Japanese in there. All right, what? Yeah, how about, let's see, I don't know how many there are, but I'll look, 212, it looks like there's about 30 in there. See how quick you
Okay,
go through.
are these
the dollar start 20 seconds?
Are these the ones on the right, the ones sold, the ones here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just put them on their side like that. Thanks for unboxing and stuff.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Let's do some dollar starts. Buck and Goes. Looks like we have oh, these have been pretty popular. These British West Africa 1/10 pennies, and sudden death or no sudden death?
Yeah, sudden death, dollar start.
Okay.
See what you can blast through.
Here's a 1/10 penny from British West Africa, 1939. Sudden death dollar start. Oh, the light's blocking it. This one's really, really nice. And Peter does coins. Will take it. Congrats. 19. Should I take the coins out of the flips, Christian, or
I would say priorities to run them fast. So if you can do
Okay.
it without, yeah.
Yeah, this one's a nice example. Woohoo, woo. Yeah, this one's a really nice one right here. This one, these have been pretty popular. 1/10 penny from British West Africa. And congrats, Coin Jam with the pickup. Nice pickup. And Buck and Go. These are, I don't want to say uncirculated, but you can say for yourself. 1/10 penny, British West Africa. E-Man in the lead at $5. And nice pickup. Oh, here we have a Southern Rhodesia, so modern day Zimbabwe right here. And so this one's sterling silver, 92.5%, 3 pence from Zimbabwe. And it's got 3 spears on the front of the coin. 3 pence, 1932. Zimbabwe. British colony in Africa. And nice pickup, Peter.
What did it go for?
20.
Nice. They're beautiful.
Oh, this one's 22. Buck and Go. This one's 1935 dated. Southern Rhodesia, Zimbabwe, with King George V. Sterling silver, 1935. And Smallwood in the lead. Congrats, Smallwood. Nice pickup. This one's 1937 dated. Southern Rhodesia, modern day Zimbabwe, 3 pence, 92.5% silver. It's not a very common world silver coin. Southern Rhodesia, Smallwood in the lead. And congrats, Smallwood. Here's a 1944 dated Southern Rhodesia. Zimbabwe, King George VI, 3 pence. $1944 with the 3 spears, and congrats, Peter. $1946, Southern Rhodesia. Not a super popular or super common world coin. From 1946, Zimbabwe, King George VI. Zimbabwe, Smallwood, congrats. Nice pickup. Here's a half mark coin from Germany with the A mint mark, which I think stands for Berlin, but it should be. Half mark, Germany, 90% silver. Brandon Farr in the lead, sudden death. And Peter snipes it. Congrats. Here's another half mark from Germany, 90% silver, dated 1906, with King Wilhelm II. Nice German Empire coin, 90% silver, and congrats, Brandon Fart. Next up, we have a 1916 dated. Oh, there we go. Half mark Germany, 90% silver. German Empire. Peter in the lead. Oh, look at it. This one's got a nice reverse. And Mr. Bertley takes it. Nice pickup. Oh, here's a Portuguese Mozambique. 10 escudos, 72% silver for $1. Less than melt right now. Portuguese Mozambique. African colony. And congrats, Brandon. Here's a 5 escudos from Portuguese Mozambique. 5 escudos. Smallwood in the lead. From 1960. And congrats, Smallwood. Here's another 1960 Portuguese Mozambique. 72% silver. Not a very common colonial type. Mozambique, African colonial silver coin. BSU's in the lead. And congrats. Oh. Here's a little bit of a larger silver coin. 1 golden from the Netherlands. 1956 for $1. With Queen Juliana. Smallwood in the lead. 72% silver. It's got a full rim, good detail, and congrats, Brandon. Yeah, I can run that one after this one, Smallwood. Here's a 1956 Netherlands, 1 golden, Queen Juliana, at $1 right now, well below melt. Christian, do we have any 1700s farthings at all, or?
I don't think so. But they're a good type. So
and wow, nice pickup, easy. 65. Should I take request, Christian, or
sure.
Just run? Okay. Where's 60?
Actually, it's tricky today. Is it a jeton that they want?
It's 6518.
I'll get those when I'm back in like 10 minutes.
Okay. Christian will be back in 10 minutes, so he can run WW65. Iona B-Tets, Christian?
No.
No Iona B-Tets. Sorry, Peter. It's buck and go for $1. 1956 Netherlands, Queen Juliana. 72% silver. With sudden death on. And at $4. Oh, nice pickup, Mr. Bertley. Here's a really worn. You can't really see one side of the coin, but no date 1926 to 1945. Netherlands, 25 cents at $1. It's under melt and nice pickup. Ooh. Next up, we have New Zealand 6 pence from 1933 with is that a kiwi or there's a bird on one side? King George V, New Zealand 6 pence for $3. Wow. 6 pence New Zealand. Nice pickup, Brandon. And Christian will be back. He's just eating some lunch right now. What do we have here? Oh, 1934. So next up we have 1934 Belgium 20 francs, 68% silver. This is a larger silver coin. So, Christian, should I buck and go the 20 francs? Or should I start at like?
You could, yeah, you can buck and go it.
Okay. So, I'll take off sudden death, but I'll buck and go it for 20 or let's do 15 seconds.
15, maybe do a 5-second extension instead.
Where's that? Is that counter bid time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's a larger silver coin, 20 francs from 1934. This one should bid up quite a bit. With King Albert I with 3 seconds, Smallwood in the lead. 20 francs, Belgium. Larger silver coin, and congrats, Brandon. Nice pickup. Next up, we have a Sweden King Gustav V 10 ore coin for $1 from 1944, so around World War II. Sweden, 40% silver. And congrats, Brandon. Next up, we have a coin from Uruguay. So, South American silver. Uruguay, 20 centésimos from 1942 at $1 right now. Easy in the lead. 20 centésimos. Uruguay, not I don't see these too often. And congrats, E-Man. That was a pretty nice pickup. Do you like the dollar starts or? Next up, we have a coin from Japan. It's 100 yen from 1957. Japan, Showa year 32, 100 yen, 60% silver, with the really popular Phoenix design at $5. And wow, nice pickup. Yeah, sushi is like my favorite food, so that was a good pickup for sure. Next up, we have a 1957 Japanese Showa year 32 at $1 now. Wow, this might go cheap. with the Phoenix design and radiant sun. And these are pretty popular. And congrats, nice pickup. Yeah, I like ramen too. Ramen's I love some nice ramen and sushi. 1912 Japan Taisho year 1, so earlier date, 10 sen, silver coin. And Scott, really nice detail. Wow, that was a good. That should have been up. This was a nice coin. Oh wow. Mm. 1916 Japan Taisho year 5, 10 sen, at $1 right now. $0.10. And wow. Next up, we have a coin from Japan from 1769 to 1788. 4 mon for $1 right now. And Numis Maximus in the lead. 4 mon. Older Japanese copper with the wave design on the back. Pretty cool. From the late 18th century. Japanese 4 mon. Copper coin from the 1700s. And congrats, Brandon. Yeah, Jerem, Christian will be back in like 5 minutes, and he can take requests. But I'm just running dollar starts for now. Oh, what? Here's a coin from 1740, Japan, 1 mon from the Osaka Mint. So over 260 years old. Japanese 1 mon coin. And some pretty cool Japanese characters. I can't read it, but it's a 1 mon. Japan, 1740. Tokugawa shogunate. So right around the time of the samurai. I think the samurai were still popping in the 18th century. 1740 Japan 1 mon coin. And you can see the Japanese characters pretty clearly. From 1740, 1 mon from the Osaka Mint mark. One mon, 1740, Japan, Promo in the lead. And congrats, nice pickup. And moving on, let's run some duets. Here's a duet from 1732. Buck and go. Oh, that one didn't run. Let's do dollar start. 1732 Netherlands East Indies duet. So it's an earlier date, and these have been pretty popular in the past. Wow, it's at $1. DJSC in the lead. From 1732 Netherlands East Indies duet, with the full date on the front. Clearly 1732 from the Zeeland Mint. And so they had a few different mints: Zeeland, Utrecht, West Friesland, and wow, that was a nice pickup, $10. So here's a 1732 Netherlands East Indies duet at $1. Do it. I see what you did there, River. So let's do another duet. 1732. And at $8, DJSC in the lead. 1732 Netherlands East Indies duet. And congrats, Tiffany. And here's a duet from 1734. Do it. Thank you, Smallwood. This is like my third time running an auction, so 1734 duet at $7, Tiffany. With the and wow promo, $8. Let's do another duet. And so here's a duet from 1734 from the Zeeland Mint at $1. And this one's got, you can still see the detail, but it's got some incrustation a little bit. It's pretty common on these. And congrats, Tiffany. $8. And next up, we have a duet from 1784. Buck and go. And this one's from the Utrecht Mint, so the design on the back is slightly different. 1784 Netherlands East Indies duet. Joey in the lead. And nice pickup. $17.84 Netherlands East Indies duet at $1. And congrats, DJSC. Here's a 1787 Netherlands East Indies duet at $1 right now. And this one should bid up quite a bit. From the Utrecht Mint. And wow, $4. Nice pickup, Tiffany. Next up, we have a duet from 1787. Yeah, back then the Dutch East India Company was pretty massive. I think you're right on that. I need to do some more research on that, but wow, $7. Yeah, 17. That's pretty cool to know. I did not know that.
I'll come back in a little bit, maybe 2 minutes.
Okay, Christian's back in 2 minutes, so probably a few more dollar starts. 1735. This one's from the West Friesland Mint. Nice chocolatey tone on the back for $10. Older date 1735. Like 290 years old. Wow, $11. Yeah, it was a nice chocolatey do it for sure. And next up, we have a do it from 1751. This one's got the similar dark tone with the super clear date. And this one's a really nice one. 1751 for $9. And wow. Nice pickup, Tiffany. And
one minor call out: if you ever put coins into flips, I would always put them the opposite way of this, so just so that we can see their head, as opposed to reverse. I think all these went in reverse, which is totally fine.
Okay.
But, just as a call out.
Thank you.
Not a problem at all.
Here's a do it from 1786 from the Zealand Mint at $1. 1786 Netherlands East Indies do it. One of the most powerful companies back in the 1700s. Tiffany in the lead. And wow, $9. And I think this is a half do it.
I never sold one of those before. Curious how it'll do.
Yeah, so Christian says he's never sold a half do it before, but from 1755. Would you take this one out? So here's a half do it from 1755 at $2. I don't think we have too many of these ones. So it's a little smaller, but it's got a really nice reverse. Darker tone. And congrats, Numis. Do you want to hop back in? Or?
Sure. What, in terms of stuff that you could focus on, maybe we'll get that stuff, maybe flip it up.
Okay.
We could flip up, there's just a couple of these. And my thought is honestly we'll probably end, maybe I'll go for like 20 minutes or something.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks so much for helping out. Appreciate it, Alex.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we've got here. Great couple of, about 30 minutes later. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Good stuff, Alex. I just counted you were doing about 40 in 30 minutes. That's a nice pace. I heard that maybe we were going to run some of the other Japanese types that we had. Oh, WX 4902. Let me 490203. Let me see if that's something I've got on hand. Oh, that one's real warm. Actually, it's not so bad. Napoleon Frank. Probably start this one for about $10 and let it go. What's going on, Nicholas? Here's the back again, but very nice Emperor Napoleon front of that. Frank? Yeah, for sure. It's a good. I always like going with the burritos. Let me just figure something out pretty quickly here, and we will be resuming. 2, 3, 4. All right, and this is going to be shifted up. We have some of the East India Company folios as well. Any Crusades? I don't think we've got so much in the Crusades. Frontier. Here we've got some nice, a little 3 group of 1867. Nice 20 centimes. A lot of them have some dings and stuff, but currently at 30 cents per coin of Napoleon III, the Emperor. Orange band. Gonna snag those ones. And what else do we have? 49,263. Not sure where that is, but while we're on Napoleon. Here, okay, this looks a little nicer. Cheaper medieval. I don't have so much in the cheaper medieval, honestly. I mean, we have like the $27 to $29 French medieval. We've got some Hungarian stuff. Oh yeah, the samurai. Yeah, let's run some of that. We do have some cool. Actually, this one might be interesting. This is a papal jeton. I think it's in the 1650s, but I'm not totally sure. Papal States Religious Jeton. And it has this cross with a CSPB. That would be great to go. But let's try some of the shoe. And then we may have... I have some interesting contemporary counterfeit boo as well. We'll do $14 with a very small extension, but yeah, very nice Tokugawa 1 shoe from the Kai era. P. Pratt will start on. Very minor extension. Let's see, this is going to be 01-061. Here's another one. Very nice eye appeal, I would say. Biblio Nerd. Currently leading, and we'll see. That one will go for the start too. That's a nice get. Here's our last. May as well sudden death. So we also have these interesting coins which I need to qualify, as they are, there's 2 of them. You're looking for the big one? Sounds good. We'll run some of those, but before we run, these are, I bought these from Japan. These are from Japan, but would have been struck in imitation. Unclear, but they appear to be contemporary counterfeit boo. So they were struck in Japan, made in Japan, but like slightly lower silver percentage. So one of the dealers offered me, it was very interesting. because it's the same as the, it's like it's the same, but it would have been struck likely by somebody trying, maybe in lower silver percentage in imitation. And so we have 2 of those. I'll do the other one right now, and then we'll run all of the non. That's where I call them potentially, because it's more just on look. It's more on look. But it's still fascinating. I don't have very many of them left. I think I'll try to sell all of the remainder in my next auction. These are the fully, struck by the government. This has very nice borders, and it's a full boo. Small little counter stamp in the field. And an interesting little ice cream sandwich of silver from the Tokugawa shogunate. Nice one for Sorcerer Stand. Let's see. Do we have any of the... I thought that I might have had a couple of other of the boo, but I could be wrong. Okay, I think they're from WX37. Those are the... I'm hopefully getting more shipped to me this week, or else I will be out of the fully authentic non-contemporary boo. So nice. No, this is authentic, struck by the government. The contemporary ones have been sold. I think I have like 2 more in my inventory that I'll try next week. This one's also really nice looking, and is our last in my inventory again. Hopefully that post office, when I go to pick it up, will be intact and everything. We do have Shipwreck Revolver. We have Legant Heart Shipwreck, which is going to be like 84 really challenge-shaped ducatons. We have like a 239 start on a... we have a couple more of these as well. We have... and then we have some like $400 to $500 ones. So it really depends what you're looking for. Those were all the same boo. So those are like rectangular, different. I think Ichibukin, Ichishukin is the smaller type. Grundog, I'm out of the Japanese rectangles, fully out of them. But I'm hoping to pick some more up from the post office. Congrats to Grundog, very nice win. But I'll look forward to snagging some for the next sale. These would have been 100 mon. And so these were like the copper equivalents. Again, trying to get some good eye appeal ones, good eye appeal examples. And so there's no exact. So I think it's 2 boo and 2 shu. It's the different denominations as opposed to that structure that was outlined. But, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right with that one. Let's think about what we could offer. Could do a few others of the of these ones in the meantime. I think we only have 3 more today of the Tenpo Tsuho 100 mon. Live free. We'll win that. Why don't we do some of the shipwreck though? These are East India Company 20 cash and 10 cash. Crazy shipwreck rainbow toning, especially on the 20. Beautiful. And quick extension. That one will go for just 28. Well won. This one also very nice red look. Why don't we sudden death these? Let me find that. Let me find those two requests. We might do a couple of the other RCI, but really nice on the larger shipwreck example. Let's pull AC 32 2204 and AD 090701. That's going to be a. I just will have to cross-reference that one to see what I'm into it for. I'll try to make about $5 to $8 on it. 80090701. That one would be like a 54 start. $16.75. Let's see about that AC 32. Very nice Madonna and Child there. Not surprised to see that one going a little higher as well. AC 32 2204. What type of coin is that? Nice win. I'm wondering if I picked it up and put it down somewhere that I am now not fully remembering. AC 32. Because I feel like I just sold a couple of that type, and now I do not see them. Did I sell one too? That's so bizarre. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Now I found it. They were just put in order in a weird way. These are nice bill and half groats. Good eye appeal. With the charging horse to the left. Minted in Vilnius. And then try a few of these. A few more. I know they were all going. 28 bucks. Again, 2 shipwreck coins. This one has a nicer looking 10 cash than usual. Very solid eye appeal. Congrats. We've got this one. A quick one. Great looking 20 cash. Dimmer 10 cash. And we're right around, we're about to hit 3 hours, and so I may end this one right at that 3-hour mark. Let's try some types that we've not offered before. These ones, definitely. I'm going to do those. I have these, which I've not tried before. I brought 4 of them today. And these I bought for 11 bucks. I'm going to try them at 14. These are from a vassal of, I want to say the Polish-Lithuanian. It's modern-day Latvia. And they're in very nice shape. Livonia, Duchy of Courland, and Semigalia under Gotthard Kettler. Packs of 3 coins. I think I have a couple of... Oh, that's cool. It actually says the date. That was 1576. Oh, and I may have run it for too short. compared to what I intended to. This one looks like it's in really nice shape, but the plancha is a bit unstable. I meant to do 20 seconds. 1576. The iron coins, yeah, we'll do some of the, I don't know that they're iron, but they could be. Nice Courland and Semigalia. And yeah, let me get that not geld. Congrats to Riverstone. We'll do a 10 Fennig, sudden death, 1920 Lower Silesia in Breslau. Post World War I not geld. Interesting crest on that side, the Strasse in Breslau. Very nice. That one will go to B.S. Hughes. I'm trying to think of the other. This one is a 5 Fennig from Rhine in Uerdingen. Very interesting with the double key motif. W. Stacy, sure. Those are 42 starts. And then we'll do the Levon. Oh yeah, great idea to use the coupon. Of course. I've been excited to obviously offer them to all of you, so definitely use them. A couple of the other interesting not geld. You can even do 15 seconds. This is a Weisser Turm in Nuremberg Firth of, yeah, great cityscape there. Yep, I'll get to all these requests. I want to do a couple of more of these nice. These are really nice not geld. I'm a big fan of them. So if we do 2 minutes of not geld, then we'll hit the other as well. This one's also particularly lustrous, Pella House. And I love it when I get a nice little collection in like that. E-Man Resu will win that one. This is Neutortsvinger. Neutortsvinger. Should be aluminum. That's my impression here. Yep. And again, if I end the show in 10 or so, I want to make sure that I've offered people all the ones that they want. So we're going to go through the not geld. Oregon Trail, no, that one's interesting. Neptune Brunnen. We see it on the underside there as opposed to up top. Very nice, but like octagonal style as well. Nice win for easy. Right here, we've got a Tiergartner. Very solid. I really like how there's so many like castle motifs throughout. Sorcerer Stan will win that one. This one is Weinstadel. That one's particularly lustrous as well. Just reminds me of being in Germany and Europe. Nice win. We've got, this one's Topla House. Very decent and elegant. I think there's only 4 more of this type, so I'm sad that I'm going to run out. The not geld's really interesting. A 3-pack. Oh yeah, sounds good. That's also Tupla House, so a rare case where this collection had 2 of the same. Nice win for B.S. Hughes. This one here is the Geistspital. Very flashy. These last three are all pretty flashy for the type. That one will go to Sorcerer Stand. Let's see, this one is going to be a Nassau House. $20 Pfennig. Nice win. And then the last of these, there's some other Not Geld. They may not be quite as flashy, but they also could be like interesting types that we'll try. Oh, that one is a good one to end on. The Rathaus in Fürth. Very shiny. I'll be sad to see this type out of the inventory. Heading to Sorcerer Stand. Then we'll go, we're not going to do 3-pack until he's back. We said 3 packs iron coins, the 1963 quarters. We'll say these are going to be FS 101, $42. Oh, these are MS 64. They're not. I think I was thinking they're at 63. So let's see. 1963 quarter FS 101 PCGS. Oh, somebody. Okay, actually, no. it wasn't attributed. So somebody said that they could buy it, but it wouldn't be attributed by PCGS. The cheapest is $55. So I think 42 is pretty doable on these. There's one on eBay for 44, but it's not PCGS. It's in the holder, but on varieties from a resale perspective, you do want to have the variety designation on there. You're back. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do these. I have 2 of these 64 quarters. That one will go to Ruger. This one, let's see, 42. Again, I should have explained that to the person yesterday who had asked that. I felt bad because I was like, oh, I can normally beat eBay, but in this case, it was kind of a special situation. Tiny little touch of toning around the rim. And DJSC will jump in. Oh, that sounds fun. Well, let's see. 3. I know I have a lot of 3. All right, let me just do a little bit of digging, but not in the metal detecting sense. Instead, in the finding coins in my inventory sense. Okay, and I do see a couple of Not Geld that will run after these like little 3-packs or whatever you want to call them. We have some British silver in packs. We have some. Well, we actually have some good multiple lots here. Let's start with some very nice struck in the United States. 64%. So this should be decent silver. 1943 and 44. Wilhelmina, the king of the Netherlands, but actually have some good luster on them. Very nice. $8, I think a great place to stay on that one. We've got 49 264. This one has Swiss. It's got some. Wow, that's Italian Sicily 1829. I think it's Sicily. I'm not exactly sure, but it's an 1829 like 50 soldi of Sardinia, I believe. A Louis Napoleon half franc, and then a Papal Pius 1860 10 soldi. But I'm a big fan of that 1829 Sardinian. Seems to be a standout coin. And DJSC, this position 1886 50 centimes from Belgium, a nice Italian 1863, a 1910 50 cents from Belgium, and then a 50 centesimi from Pius IX as well. Those ones, some appealing, I think, results for the buyers so far. We'll see if we have any other items that could be. This is a 4-pack of all sterling. Or maybe there's some 19. No, I think it's all sterling though. Mix. I think I also have an Ecuadorian 3-pack. Just one of them left. But yeah, nice sterling silver British 3 pence. And then I could have sworn that we had some of the Napoleonic type. These are going to be Ecuadorian 50 centavos, minted in Philadelphia, United States of America, 1928. A little tougher country to find. They say fila, very loud and clear. And then we have a couple of the series 4-packs that I think could be nice to run. They're older French types. Now on these, I'm just going to confirm where they're melting. These are melting for 248, so we'll start them back of melt at $9. And then we're going to do all the other. Actually, oh, 1895, so that one has a date. Let's see, that one does not have a date. That one, yeah, they're worn, but some of them have some faint dates and stuff. Brandon Farr, we'll scoop that one. All, again, nice 1800s coins. Let's try this one. $9. Let's see. You can see them clearly. That one looks like it's 18. I want to say 81 or 91. I think 1881 maybe. Other ones seem pretty worn. Yeah, I am always impressed with what metal detectors can find on the beach. We got 2 more of these little packs. I'm hunting for dates. That one actually has a better eye appeal, and let's see, it's still pretty faint, but actually pretty good looking. And then I'm realizing there's a couple of we need to do the Levon trams next. Those are like $30 starts. It's the last of these with, oh my gosh, that would be scary. Very nice. Last of these. We'll see who snags it. Drop the 1 coin. We'll make sure all of them get to you. We need the Armenian trams. These are always exciting. We'll do very little extension, 15 seconds, sudden death. Sold both these last time. Very nice, 2 lines on either end. And then this one here, $30 start as well. Very nice eye appeal on the front. And then we've got to do AD 09, 08, 01. I paid a little more for that 80, 09, 08, 01. I did, that'd be like a 59 start, but the last one also bid to the 80s, so it's not like it's, I don't think, crazy. AD, oh, we've got, yeah, some very nice 15 Kreuzers, 10-second extension though, 1661, very nice dual-headed eagle. 1661, the date up in the top left corner with a great Habsburg jaw. Actually, that one likely I think will go. And it's not going to get any extended. This next one is in really great shape. This would be more like a 679 start, honestly, especially with how the last one did, but this was a kind of a unique case. Take a look at it. I know it wasn't requested, but I do want to offer it. 1687. Really nice detail in the obverse for Leopold. And we'll see if this, I could see it heading a lot higher, basically. Nice win for Brandon Farr. Other people that had requested things were going to be WX0405. There's also a few more of the not geld that I'll run, but 0405, yes. Let me try and get that ready. 0405. It's a little bit bent, but very nice detail. 1550 is the specific date as shown up top. Silesia, modern day Poland. Then we would see AD04, AD20, 0410. This one sold and then failed yesterday in the low 20s. Nice looking. Oh, great thinking. Condors, Gabe, we've not been able to reload any, but I think we'll maybe have our last in our next show, and I'm really hoping that my condors that I bought come in, but they haven't shipped yet. They're coming in from France. Or not from France, but they're not from Germany. Some other, I forget what country it is, but it's a foreign country. 1825. Very nice looking at 3p. Nice one for DJSC. I think that's pretty, we're probably pretty close to out. We could run, oh, well, we have, I think we'll maybe finish off with some not geld would be my guess. Which, again, we don't have tons of, but we have a little bit left, I think. Just make sure that there's not much AC. We do have some of those weights, too, that were requested yesterday. They'd be like $10 starts or so. We do a couple of the pulkers. But yeah, we have some of the weights. But okay, some nice knockout to end here. And then we have some residual requests. Buck and go, nice Bremen 10 Pfennig. I like that look to it. I think you're right, Riverstone. I'm not sure. It's, there's got to be a reason. The big coin, I think, is it's an Eku. Currently at $1 for a nice not geld here. Only at 5, great pickup. I'll push through the other not geld. Some nice types. This one's Westphalia in the city of Arnsberg. Let's do the Eku after the not gelds. A nice Arnsberg Kleinskeld. Nice one for B.S. Hughes. This one is City of Olegs. 1920. Haven't heard of this city before. Kind of an elegant, almost thinner script than I've frequently seen. 5 pfennig. And I think that's what we've got on that end. We have a few of the 3 polker, maybe, and then we'll do the Aku as the final coin of today. 1625 silver, 400 years old, Polish Lithuanian. Back to their real heights as a power. 1600s. Great win for Gabe Da. Probably not do these ones. Let's do the Aku. A 79 start, 74 start. From 1738, big crown size with some strong adjustment marks on the front. Po mint with the cow or donkey looking. But a bit of wear on that side. And then last but not least, we'll run these guys and call it. Thanks everybody for joining. We've got a first type of issue, sudden death. We've got some nice 3 pence, 12, 14, 16, 18, all evens. That one's got a little bit of damage to it. But a fun item, great mix of stuff. Thanks for joining. We're going to be trying to get some more great US type shortly, as well as the ancients, and again, a couple more collections coming in, so I'm excited for it. We'll see all of you soon. Have a great evening. Happy Independence weekend, and we will go and raid back to Witter. Thanks, guys. See you guys soon.